Got a P1SC Mustang in today for a consultation. This one is down on power. We're going to dig in, look at the calibration, and look over the motor and installation of the Procharger and see what we can tell the customer to get them back on the road. Taking an initial look at the ECU on the Mustang, we have misfire on startup and a cylinder 4 misfire detected. Now, the misfire and the diagnostics on these cars are pretty advanced compared to the older cars, so we can pretty well assume that we're having a problem on cylinder 4, and that's probably why we're down on power. If that cylinder's not firing, our O2 sensors are going to dump in a whole bunch of extra fuel as well, so that's just going to make it run worse and worse. We also see that we have almost 5% learned long-term fuel trim just sitting there, key on, not even running, so something's going on. We are going to do our typical inspection next and see what we find. We will probably want to pull out the spark plug on cylinder 4 and take a look at that too. It's time to go to work, so we have the GoPro on. Step 1, lug nut torque. That one's loose all around. That one's, you can wiggle it. We'll be back. Windy day, we're back at it. We had some people come give us some quotes on gravel. So that wheel did not have any of the lug nuts torqued, so that's a little scary, but we see that frequently, unfortunately. What's next, Kels? Tire pressure?
I'm doing that. If you could start with fluids, that would be fantastic.
Sure, you got it. And we did hear from Procharger that this is the Procharger calibration, so it's nothing that was modified in the calibration that's caused any of this. It not necessarily install related either. Something just happened to the motor. So we're going to see what we can find out, see what clues we can gain to help us get this thing fixed. So not sure on the exhaust yet. We haven't run it, so maybe time to fire it up. Are you clear for me to start it?
Yeah, would you be able to tell me that over?
63,917.5. You know, it's not terribly unsmooth. That's great. Maybe we'll get lucky and this is just a spark plug or something. And it's starting to get a little rougher as it comes down.
Huh?
It's starting to get a little rougher as the idle comes down.
Yeah, he was saying it was doing that. Especially today, it was worse, he noticed. DTCs were misfire cylinder 4?
Yep, and misfires within the first 100 RPMs after startup. So on this car, we normally want to do a cylinder check before we do anything else, make sure all of our 8 cylinders are fire rate. Normally we use a heat gun, but given that this car has the stock manifolds and we can't even get down to see them, we can't use a heat gun on them. So we tried to unclip each one of the coils one at a time to see if there was an RPM variance, but that didn't prove to be useful because anytime we unplugged a coil, it threw the car out of closed loop, which made it run differently. So it's always going to run differently when you unplug a coil, so that wasn't really a useful test with this car in this calibration. So what we're going to have to do is pull all of the plugs and coils off, and we're going to just do a straight up compression test. We really want to see cylinder 4 and what that compression rate is compared to the rest of the cylinders. And while we're in there, we might find something else like a broken spark plug or something else. So we're going to first see what data we can get from the compression test. If we don't get good data from the compression test, one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the injector on number 4 and move it around to a different spot. That way we can see if the problem follows the injectors. So we're iteratively digging in deeper and deeper and deeper, trying to find a clue that leads us to what specifically is wrong with this car that causes it to be down on power. So we're going to get the coils out next and the spark plugs out, clean everything while we're in there. That way we don't suck anything in while we're doing our compression test. After that, we will hopefully have some more data and exciting things to talk about. All right, let's get down to business. We're going to pull the coils off, and after we have the coils off, we will blow out the spark plug holes, get them all cleaned up. No oil on the boots. Nice and clean down there. There. And this back one is our potential problem cylinder. We do have a little bit of oil on that one. Wonder if we have a valve cover gasket leak. That one's nice and dry. Alright guys, I'm gonna go get a flashlight and what happened there? Yeah, I'm gonna go get a flashlight and probably the air chuck extension for the air compressor, and we'll come back and take a look at this a little further. Alright guys, I've got a flashlight now. Let me show you what I found. So on this cylinder, at the very top corner, it looks like a chunk of it was taken out, and I have no idea why that would be done. It's not like that on any of the others. This one also does not seal around the valve cover, and we can see down in the chambers. Hold on, let me see if I can get your camera down there. There we go. We see oil sitting down there, and that could be the cause of the misfire too. So I'm going to blow and clean as much of that out as I can, and we're going to pull the plug and see what the plug looks like. Oh, nasty oil. Oh, nasty oil. Get out of our spark plug well. We don't want you on our spark plugs. It's time to get the heck out. Oh, spark plug oil. Oh, spark plug oil. We got to dry you up. Jesus, really?
Yeah. I'm like, well, I can contact Engage for you. And he's like, you know, I found some online for like $15. I just wanted to call you guys first. So I appreciate you calling.
You're an awesome guy.
So I can really get one to your door. And he's like, really, it's not a big deal. Hey.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna be the parts resource after all.
I hope so. At least with electronics. Alright, we're all broken loose.
That's real weird.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I hadn't seen that before. Jesus, guys. Give me the torque wrench. I want to see how tight that is.
To weather that closely.
Yeah. It's like 36 foot-pounds. That's crazy. Now let's set our torque wrench to 30 foot-pounds so it beeps at us if it's close. Yep, 39 foot-pounds on that one. Like 36 on that. 39 foot-pounds of torque on our spark plugs. Make sure those bitches hold the motor together. Nothing too terrible yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mr. Magnet will get him. 1. Oh wow, that is oily as hell. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's a spark plug.
Ah.
Oh,
Wow.
You lost your
I lost my GoPro. Fail.
Mm-hmm.
So oily. Why don't you see if you can get us another plug, or maybe another set of plugs?
I might see what Procharger
Yeah, see what's recommended for this. I don't remember what it was, but
yeah.
Let's put some new plugs in it if we. Well, let's see what compression is on that cylinder first. We're there. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, when you crank, you need to hold your foot to the floor so it doesn't spray any fuel.
I'd like to have a compression test.
Wouldn't that be nice? Okay. 180. $184. And 170. $180. Well, that's good. We do have a weak cylinder still, but not the one we were kind of expecting. I want to do number 3 again, if you don't mind. Number 4 was good though, that's promising. Misfire is probably just, I have a really oily spark plug related. Could be the injector still, but probably not. All right, go ahead and do that one again. And that one eventually did get up to 180. Uh, 174. $170 on that one. $179. $155.
Really?
Yeah. Let me undo it and do it again.
Did they miss more?
Go ahead and do it again. All right, yeah, that's 155 again. So they do have a weak cylinder. Okay guys, I was putting everything together back after we did the compression test, and I looked down right here and I noticed, you know, there's a little rib there on that charge pipe, and I really shouldn't see a rib, so what's going on there? And we have a coupler that is completely off of the charge pipe, so I'm going to take off this bolt here and this hose clamp here, T-bolt clamp, sorry, and we're going to take this out of the way, and then we're going to see if we can get down there and get that connected again. There's a deer in my yard.
Your dad got 2 squirrels yesterday.
Did he really?
He did.
That's awesome. Good job, Dad.
Apparently had a lot of deer in their backyard.
Yeah.
With antlers and all.
Antlers and all, okay. And of course, this is one of those never go back in there Procharger pipes. That sucks.
That's not gonna want to go back in there at all.
No, it's not. So
That fan there.
what we're going to do is we are going to tighten up this side, and we're going to loosen the side that's on the throttle body. So I've got the charge pipe pushed into the hose as far as we can. That way when I go to remove the other one, I have enough throw to get it off of the front lip of the throttle body. Go. And we can pull it out of that pipe. And now we can kind of see what happened down here. It's almost like that was cut too short or something. I don't think that's going to want to go over into that.
It does look cut.
Give it as much slack as we can. And I really don't want to loosen the part that's on the Procharger. All right, so I've got that sitting on the hose as tight as I can without it having issues fitting in. Now I'm gonna push the hose onto the pipe as well as I can. I can feel the edge of the hose there. So we should have quite a bit better engagement than we did last time. Now we'll tighten it in place. Now I'm holding it with my other hand to make sure that the leverage of me tightening the hose clamp isn't going to clock it at an angle where it's not going to hold tight. So as I turn it with the wrench clockwise, the hose clamp is trying to turn clockwise as well, so you have to put some counter force on it. Otherwise it ends up at an angle, and then over time it'll work loose and it'll work to its proper orientation, and then it'll be loose and it'll blow off, and we don't want that. So that should hopefully give them some boost now. Don't want to overdo it. Hose clamp can only do so much. That's why we have good T-bar clamps instead. And now we can tighten up this guy under here, which is gonna be a peach. Actually put this one on when you put the supercharger on. Non-serviceable parts, kind of. All right, that's tight. It has not walked up at all. Now I can get this guy back on. All right. First thing we had to do is stab this inside of the pipe going to from the intercooler. Get it as far in as we can. Then we're gonna push it back over this lip. There we go. We're going to get the T-bolt clamp for the throttle body on first. Next, we are going to tighten the clamp down here. All right. Now that we have that one reasonably tight, we are going to loosen this one that we pushed over a little bit earlier. We don't need that pipe as close to the throttle body as it is. We just wanted to get the boot in the right orientation to where we could get the pipe off. All right, so with that pulled out to give it nice clearance inside, we're gonna tighten it back down. It's green bean. All right, now we need to wipe down that pipe since I got it oily with my hands. Keep it nice and clean. Even though it has a little bit lower compression, we still want to love our car. That's interesting. There's some dust here. It's like aluminum dust. Weird. Oh, Mr. B. Come here, buddy. Hi.
Awesome, thank you. You have a good day. Thank you, bye. You get it fixed?
Yeah, hope so.
Awesome.
I'm not gonna go run it, but should seal, should work better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the rest of it buttoned up now. We have everything back together now, and we're finishing up some paperwork. Motor still runs a little rough just due to the lower compression on that one cylinder, but other than that, it should have boost now. Progress.